Welcome back to my channel and Happy New Year! I can't quite believe it is already 2016. I always like to start off the new year with planning for the year ahead. I think it's quite nice to start out with the best intentions of being super organised and planning what big things you want to fit into your year, and today's design project is going to help you out with that. I'm going to be showing you how to create your own wall planner like the one behind me there above my desk. We're going to be using Adobe InDesign for this tutorial, so if you're not familiar with that software, I've left a few links down below to some 101 tutorials that you might want to get started with, but if you are already familiar with the software, we're going to get right into it. Right, so to start off, open up InDesign and create a new document that's A2 sized, or however big you want your planner to be. Decrease the margins a little bit and set it up with 14 columns. Save the file and then draw a text box to fit one of the columns. Go to Table in the top menu and create one with 32 rows and 2 columns. Make the first column a little skinnier, then bump up the height of all the cells until they all fit within the margins while being as tall as possible. For my A2 planner, the perfect size was 12.4mm. We're going to put our month in the top row, so merge those two cells by selecting them and using the right-click menu. Then select all the left-hand cells and turn off the right-hand border using this tool here in the menu bar to set the stroke colour to none. Type the month in the top and then all the dates in the left-hand column. Format them however you like, this is where you can be super creative. I used a font called Averter, which will be linked below, it's one of my favourites. Then create a new character style with those attributes, so that if you need to change something later on, you can just update it in the character style to change all of the numbers rather than having to go in and select and format each one individually. Then I added the day of the week above the date, formatted it and created a character style for that too. I made the date a little bit fainter than the date so that the date stands out a bit more because that's what I care about more. A little tip here, I found that copying and pasting was faster than typing the day each time. When that's done, it's time to format the table itself. I gave all the cells in the middle a dotted line underneath because it's a bit more subtle than a full stroke. Make sure when you're changing the strokes you select what line you want to work with using this tool in the top bar here. It's very handy. And I gave the table outline a stroke width of 0.5 so that it wasn't too harsh. I'm working only in black and white with this wall planner because I know it's going to be cheaper to print, so I'm making the background of my month black and the text white so it stands out. I gave my weekends a 10% black background so they're shaded and I can easily see my days off, and this is when I noticed that I needed to change the colouring of my dotted line because InDesign automatically adds a gap colour to it so you can see white in between my black dots. So select all your cells, right click, go to cell options, and from there you can change the gap colour to none. When your weekends are all shaded, duplicate the column and adjust the dates for the next month. Since the days are much more of a pain to write than the dates, I'm just copying the cells from the day the month starts, which is Monday for February, and pasting that into the top so that I can just change the dates moving through the cells with my arrow keys. Since February is a shorter month, I needed to delete all the unneeded cells and then change the stroke at the bottom so it matches January's. Then just repeat that for all of the other months. Look out for when a month starts on the same day of the week as one you've already done, so you can just duplicate that month. For example, September starts on a Thursday and so does December. And you can always go insert a new row if the month you've copied is a shorter one and you need an extra cell. Next, add the holidays. Search online for the ones that are relevant to your country or add your own special ones like birthdays and anniversaries. Type that into the right-hand column and format the text however you want. I did mine in italic and right aligned and created a character style for that too. Even if you don't think you're going to make any changes to the formatting, it's a really good habit to get into doing that. So go through, add all your holidays, and if you want to, give the ones that give you a day off work a grey background like the weekends. That's what I did because then I can see when I have chunks of time off. Last, use the two spare columns at the right to add the year and whatever else you want. As you can see, I played around with a few different things before settling on one I liked. I also decided to add this quote about time underneath. It's actually a lyric from a song called Shine, but I just came across it one day on the interwebs and I really like it. Save your file, and before you export it for print, save another copy. Select everything in that new copy and go to Type, Create Outlines. That's just an easy way of making sure your fonts don't get messed up at the printer. It's generally fine without that step if you're exporting to a PDF, but it doesn't hurt to do it just in case. I just like to be careful. If you've got any elements going off the side of the page like I do, you'll want to add some bleed and extend them out so that when the printer cuts out the planner there's room for a few millimeters of error. Then export to a print PDF, make sure you have crop marks and bleed turned on, and you're ready to send it to print. I'd suggest finding a printer in your area just by googling commercial print house or something like that, and I asked my printer for a black and white print on 160 GSM uncoated stock. Uncoated stock means it'll be matte and really easy to write on. I'm going to use my wall planner to keep track of big things like concerts and holidays or anything else I need to be aware of, so it sits above my desk so I can easily get an overview when I'm planning my time. I hope you liked seeing that wee project. Please make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you did. If you decide to make one for yourself after seeing this tutorial, I'd absolutely love to see a picture of it, so please feel free to tweet me. That is my Twitter name right there. I want to know in the comments what is one big thing that you're really looking forward to this year. For me, it is going to VidCon again and also going to Austin to the Sean West conference. Those are the two big things for me this year. But I want to know what's happening for you, so let me know down below. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel if you're new and haven't already, that way you'll be told when I make new videos, and I will see you next week. Bye!